Hello everyone and welcome to NASCAR 25. Yes, this has got to be one of the most excited I've been for a game throughout the entirety of this year. Finally, we have got a good NASCAR game to play once again. This isn't something I talk about too much on YouTube, to try and avoid upsetting all of my F1 fans. I'm actually quite a big fan of oval racing. I do quite a lot of it on iRacing as well, behind the scenes. I have a lot of fun with it. So if you're watching this video on the main channel, the first 3 episodes of this series are going to be going live here over the course of the weekend. But then from then on onwards, it is going to be going live on my all-new Mat212 Oval iRacing channel. Like I said, I do genuinely really enjoy this kind of thing, and I'm so looking forward to diving into this career mode. I want to try and make it all the way to the top. I want to win the Daytona 500. I want to win the NASCAR Cup Series as well. But of course, yeah, you've got to start all the way down in the ARCA Championship, if I remember correctly. So, yeah, if you're new around here, please do make sure you drop a sub. Obviously, get yourself subscribed to that channel as well, so you don't miss out on any future videos. I'm really hoping this is going to be the start of something incredible. I can't remember a game that came out with this much hype in recent years, and well, it's nice to do something that isn't F1 as well. But yeah, without further ado though, we're going to dive straight in with the career mode. I got no idea what to expect. I haven't watched anybody else play this game yet. I'm completely jumping in at kind of, my own first impressions with it. So let's just do this thing.
If you ask any driver at a local short track, they believe that they can get to the pinnacle of racing if they just had the right opportunity. But in racing, you have to create your own opportunities.
Keep your eye on Dale Jr. He is driving away.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. has the lead. Look at Jr. go.
There'll be turning points in every career.
And look at this.
Earnhardt Jr. to the checkered flag.
In his rookie season.
The highs and the lows.
Championship contender in trouble.
They make contact. Jr. goes around.
No.
But it's how you deal with those turning points that will define your character and push you to greatness.
But it's going to be Dale Earnhardt Jr. using lessons learned from his father to go from 6th to 1st and score the victory in the Pepsi 400.
That's unbelievable.
Storybook ending.
How does your story begin? Will you make it to the top?
Dale Jr. going for 4 in a row at Talladega.
My new boss for 2008, Mr. Rick Hendrick.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. has won the Daytona 500 for the 2nd time.
It is now my honor to present Dale Earnhardt Jr. into the NASCAR Hall of Fame.
We did exactly what you told us and we won the race. To join Dad in the Hall of Fame is probably as good as it's ever going to get.
The world is watching, and your opportunity starts now.
Well, here we are then, in our shop. It's humble beginnings, of course, but love that little intro there with Dale Earnhardt Jr. Of course, obviously one of the faces of this game. Welcome to Korea. This is the start of your journey to become a NASCAR champion. As you progress, you'll experience turning points and special messages from Hall of Fame driver Dale Earnhardt Jr. Now get out there and make a name for yourself. That is exactly what we're going to do. I must admit, I do love these early 2010 cars. Obviously, they used to be the NASCAR Cup cars, but of course now are the ARCA cars, obviously in the lower series as well. For those of you that are into like Formula 1, ARCA is like the NASCAR equivalent of Formula 4. The Craftsman Truck Series is the equivalent of Formula 3. Obviously, the Xfinity Series is then Formula 2, and then of course the Cup Series is, NASCAR's Formula 1. I won't try and do too many direct comparisons because they don't work exactly the same way, but for my European friends, hopefully that kind of helps you out as well. Let's see what Dale's got to say to us.
Hey everybody, it's Dale Jr. back again for another episode of the Dale Jr. Download with my good friend TJ Majors and the co-host of the show. We got some big news this week, TJ.
Yeah, you're probably talking about the Discovery Race deal.
Absolutely, man. This is going to be awesome, though.
Yeah, I knew when I read about it that it was going to be all you.
Yeah, I really do like this kind of stuff. It doesn't matter in this situation how much money you have, whether you got a big sponsor behind you. Even manufacturer allegiances don't matter. It's the best of the best. It's everybody who's anybody in short track racing at the grassroots level coming to Rockingham and trying to find a way to stand tall above the rest. And if you can go out there and perform better than anybody else, you're going to be able to come out of the local short track scene and get a shot at the ARCA Menards Series. This is every driver's dream. And they've had these before. They did the Roush Gong Show and other competitions, if you will, where they bring what they believe are the best drivers in the country to compete all for a total prize and an opportunity at the next level. So this is a lot of pressure for these young drivers, and they're going to be asked to perform at their best in this instance and prove that they belong. But it could be a life-changing experience for one.
Well, there we are then, a little bit of an idea as to what we've got going on, and I need to try and sort out my name. This might take a couple of minutes. I'm trying to do this all on my wheel. I've got no idea how well it's going to work, but I'm just going to fill in some stuff.
Well, this is today's Discovery Race, where the best of the best will walk away with sponsorship. A full-time ride in the ARCA Menards Series.
Well, here we are then, out at the Rock, of course, here in Rockingham on a Wednesday afternoon. It does not get more kind of NASCAR than that, does it? But I'm ready then to hopefully try and bag ourselves a top 10. I must admit, yeah, this game does look pretty good. I'm playing on a original PS5, so obviously it might not be like the most graphically impressive. When the game does come to PC, I will probably try and obviously move over to that. Let's just see if we've got everything working as should be. This first race might be just kind of testing my wheel, everything like that. Is how do I change my camera angle immediately? Is there anywhere where I can just do that quickly? That would be useful. Right, well, I'm not quite sure where I can do that, so I might just have to quickly kind of fix that in just a moment. But here we go then. Boogity, 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 boys. Let's go racing. Here at Rockingham. Just got to try and rotate the car in nice and tidy. I'll double check afterwards that I've kind of got my wheel settings all correct. Now, I've set this up on the hard difficulty, so I'm hoping, obviously, it's going to be, you know, a decent challenge. I believe there's 5 settings inside this game, and I've got it set to the 4th one to begin with there. We're just trying to hustle our way around a few of our drivers then towards the rear of the pack. So yeah, the Rock, a very, very bumpy circuit as well. Obviously a normal kind of standard D-shaped oval, as apparently I haven't even got manual gearbox then, so almost running, I don't know who that was, the number 11 car there up towards the wall, but trying to thread the needle as we have a look down the inside of Patrick Barnes. It's only a 5-lap race, so I've got to really, really try and hustle and get on with it here as around the outside of Brett Thompson. But, I mean, this first race, of course, is meant to be, I'm sure, quite easy, just allowing you to move your way through the order. It's all throwing it right up, bouncing off the wall there slightly down through turn 1. Yeah, building up a bit of momentum, building up some confidence nice and early on during my oval racing experience. Now, you've got to be super, super smooth with these cars as well. Obviously, so much about NASCAR, especially in the sim racing circles, is about just obviously trying to be smooth with it. But yeah, I'm definitely going to have to go through and obviously fine-tune all of my settings, everything like that. But ultimately, I just wanted to jump in and just start driving these cars. To be completely honest with you guys as well. There's Chase Jones there, just up in front of me. A little bit of a gap as well. We're going to dive into the inside, maybe making myself some enemies very quickly as he is in the number 88 car. There is Kevin Murphy. That is the difference between us and potentially getting an ARCA ride ready for the new season, or at least the sponsorship money to try and make the switch into ARCA. There is again running right up against the wall, and he's going to try and do the old up and under on me, but we'll get the run on the 32 car out onto the back straight as well there, up towards 150 miles an hour, but in towards the final corner. It looks like we are going to finish exactly where we need to here. We needed a top 10. That's exactly where we're going to come. Happy with that as our debut.
You're going to the ARCA Menards Series.
You heard it there. We're going to ARCA Menards. Absolutely love it. That is a fantastic way to kick off there as John Zander takes the win ahead of Peter Quackenbush. Abby King there in third, just ahead of Jesse Agard and William Zaborowski Apologies in advance if my pronunciation of names isn't perfect inside this series, but happy with that. Let's see what we got going on next. So there we go, your performance in the Discovery races earned you a new sponsor and a full-time ride in the ARCA Invitational series. No idea who my full-time sponsor is. But there we go. Obviously, unlike on F1, you do have to go right from the bottom all the way to the top. There is no just starting in Cup Series or anything like that inside this game. It is brutal. Our career starts here, though, of course, the biggest race of the NASCAR season here at Daytona International Speedway. Apparently I've just got to try and get straight into the race, but I want to just try and fix a few things first. But I'll see you guys out in Florida.
Welcome to the World Center of Racing, the legendary Daytona International Speedway. Get ready to feel the thunder as engines roar from the high banks of this world-famous track where speed meets history.
Well, heading out then for our first laps here in practice at Daytona International Speedway. Lawless Alan might be the greatest name I've ever heard, and, well, I mean, it doesn't get any more American than that, does it? Yes, I'm sorry to my American viewers. As a European, I will have to make, obviously, some assumptions about culture and everything like that, which is probably a dangerous game when playing a NASCAR title, but I'm really hoping, at the very least, that kind of Cody's and EA look at how much stuff they're putting into this game, and obviously try and, you know, add some new features. I remember it didn't feel like it was that long ago that obviously we had, you know, like pre-season testing and, you know, young driver testing back on the F1 games, of course, which was absolutely fantastic back in the day as well. But obviously we just want to, you know, get up to speed, get up to grips, everything like that. I've tweaked a few settings around, so hopefully the car is going to handle a bit more like it should. I've got my manual shifted out set up, everything like that. No assist on. I'm on 97 difficulty, but obviously Super Speedway Racing might be a little bit kind of funny first of all. But I mean, yeah, heading out, obviously doing our first practice runs. You can see we've got a target time of a 50.9 second lap. There's a load of tyre smoke getting kicked up behind the car as we just dipped on the apron as well there. But making our way back around towards the start-finish line. Are we going to immediately get that target time? No, we're not. They're going to need a bit of a push from the two cars behind us there. Are they going to push me? No, they're not. One on our outside then as we make our way back in towards turn one. And now I think we're probably just going to get stuck next to each other as we both try and claim a little bit of a side draft off one another. And yeah, you can see off of turn two. We're able to get the run there. I believe that is the... no, it's a 73 car, sorry. Especially in the lower series, I'm going to really struggle with names. For that, I do apologise. As much as I do like try and keep up with NASCAR and the Cup Series especially, it is on very late at night here for us Europeans, so I don't get the most opportunities to watch it. That being said, if Denny Hamlin is in the Final Four at Phoenix in a few weeks, I might have to stay up for that, just on the off chance that he can finally win that championship. But yeah, team are pretty happy with things. I mean, you can obviously run a fair bit of practice here at Daytona, but I think I want to get straight into qualifying. There we go then. As you can see, 4/10 clear of anybody else by the end of qualifying then. Sorry, by the end of practice even, so happy with that. Screaming Eagle Motorsports. We're going to have to rebrand. We're going to have to become 2-2 Motorsports nice and quickly there. But yeah, Jake Finch, Lawless Alan, and Brendan Queen all were kind of predicted as drivers I need to watch out for. So let's see if we can try and out-qualify them. Right, well, heading out then, ready for our qualifying run. I might need to up the AI slightly for the super speedways because they seem to be a little bit weak here. But heading out then onto the circuit. Obviously, Formula 1 qualifying. Obviously, you got your 3 knockout sessions, everything like that. Daytona, it's a lot more simple. You head out, you do an out lap, you do a lap, you come back in. Everybody gets one shot. And that is obviously why you end up with some pretty mixed up grids as well there. It's just trying to keep the car obviously completely flat out as we make our way out onto the circuit. But if we can win the ARCA Invitational season debut here at Daytona, it sets you up in pretty good light, doesn't it, for the rest of the season? It immediately means that you've got eyes on you as we head into the rest of the campaign as well there. So just trying to keep it nice and smooth. We'll hold a wider line through turn 3 and turn 4 there so we can carry the speed off of the corner back around towards the start-finish line then, and hopefully start the lap with some big speed there. 174 miles an hour as we cross towards the strip. And let's see what we can do then. As we want it. I mean, our sponsor goal is top 35. I believe there are 40 cars out here ready for the season opener. But of course, you're always going to get big fields ready for Daytona as well. You know, a huge purse available as well for this first round of the campaign. But nice and easy. Don't need to take any risks. Hug that apron. Maybe we pray for a gust of wind to push us down the back straight as well. There is almost up to 180. So I don't think we're going to be as quick as we were out in practice, because of course we were getting a bit of a draft from the 73 car as well. But hopefully we're still going to be pretty competitive here as we make our way back around towards the start-finish line. I don't know how many races the ARCA series is. I think it's like mid to high 20s, I want to say. I've got 26 in my head, but I could be wrong. Only a 51.2. We only go 32nd in the end. That's a bit disappointing. We did achieve our goal. But yeah, 40 drivers here. We are way further down than I thought we'd be.
Let's go trackside now for the command to start this ARCA Invitational Series race. Drivers, start your engines!
Well, here we are then, ready at Daytona, the opening race of the all-new season, and it is green flag racing. Boogity, 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 boys. I won't say that every time, I promise you all. I am no doubt a rule trip. But it's only a 10-lap event for this one. I'm running 13% races. I might up it to 25 quite soon. I'll wait and see as to how we get on there. But Isaac Kitzmiller there getting a bit of a run on me immediately. I don't know if we're trying to go 3 wide there. Whoa. There's clearly a lot of momentum on the inside. Just trying to make sure that we build up some speed there as we are now getting a nice draft off of Brian Clubb just in front of me there. And as long as you don't drop too far out of the pack early on, going to be able to get a nice, tidy run as we'll have a look to the outside of the 11. We've got a huge run, and we're going to try and carry that speed. It's straight into the wall. Apparently, that was not ideal, and I think we are going to drop right to the back of the field then. Luckily, I think I've left damage on light for this first round, as hopefully we aren't going to immediately get dropped by everybody else. But I'm happy to learn. I'm happy to make mistakes early on. You know, a bit like when I kind of played MotoGP before. I might suck early on, and then hopefully get better and better as the series goes on. But I mean, look at that. 40 cars running around this Daytona International Speedway. It is only a short race, though, so we have got to try and make moves quite quickly. As you can see, Todd Souza there just in front of us as we make our way out onto the backstretch once more. And luckily, the draft does seem to be fairly potent inside this game, as Todd isn't going to prove much of a competitor there, as these guys... Whoa, holding the outside line there, just getting a little wash of understeer. You know, the cars don't handle like they do on iRacing. You have you do have to kind of turn them in a lot more early on, whether it's the ARCA car, just because I haven't driven that all too much inside the iRacing sim, or kind of what it is. But yeah, you've really got to try and rotate these in really early. The closest thing I can really compare them to is almost like the old 87 cars, because I do enjoy driving those on iRacing as well there. But trying to get a run to the outside of David Smith, as we will try and carry the momentum down this back straight there. Trying to find a little bit of wiggle room again as we get up behind the 11, as we will try and just chop down to the inside there. And look at the speed we've got, 200 miles an hour as we get down in towards turn 3 and turn 4 there. Just trying to carry the speed as best as I can there. As Isaac going to immediately try and cover the inside. He's going to drift up high on the exit of the corner, and we almost timed that beautifully. See there the number 79 car getting some good momentum though. As this is proper pack racing now. One small wrong move can really make the difference here, as you kind of get stuck in with everybody else. All that momentum we had just a short while ago immediately kind of dissipates, and everything equals out once more. As can we get to the inside there? Don't want to go below the apron. Of course, that is a big no-no, as hopefully we're going to get a bit of a push from the guy behind. Yes, we will there. And again, we just get alongside Isaac before that draft effect, a little bit higher than us, really carries the speed. Give him a bit of a push. We're going to drift up slightly wide. Hopefully, obviously, by running kind of on more of the 1.5 miles, we will, get a bit more use of the handling model and everything like that there. But trying to push to the outside once again there, as we just found a bit of a gap, and we've got to go for it. shaken big time as we head down in towards turn 1 once more. Amber there just a little bit kind of in the middle of no man's land through that turn 1 and turn 2. And again, you can just see you've got to hold the inside because you just cannot carry the speed there. And, well, actually, I think Isaac wants to try and work with us here, trying to let me get back in on that inside line. But I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to try and win this Daytona race. As Caleb Costner there just spots us. And we'll try and defend it. So we will give him a big, big shove down in towards the exit of 3 and 4. Already at half distance then in this race there, as you can just see. TB Hill as well in that 56. A Hendrick 77 there on the outside with no momentum whatsoever, and we are just pushing our way towards the front of the field here. This is what you have to do, especially when you've only got a handful of laps remaining in a race here at Daytona. You have got to, you know, focus on what you're doing. Keep your foot to the floor. I believe the correct term is I'm not going to lift until I see a checkered flag or God himself. As we try and make our way down the inside once again. Definitely seems like the inside line is the one with all the momentum here today, but this is proper 3-wide racing up towards the front. Will we see a big wreck before the end of this race? Only time will tell there, as we will try and give William Sawalich a big, big push back down towards the start-finish line here. I can only see his bumpers. Oh, there's a lot of stacking up there out of that final corner. And we're just going to keep trying to push William Sawalich further and further up the order at the moment. We've got another pusher just behind. As all we get a little bit loose and lively back down through turn 1 again. As you can just see again, another car on the outside there fading away up at the top. And we will move our way to the inside of Sawalich. And look at this now. Trying to carry the speed down the apron. Just seeing if we can find any kind of room, any kind of half draft there. As we're going to try and get a bit of a slingshot on the 28, force him into the middle lane. I mean, this is super fun at the moment. Lawless Allen now just in front of us as we make our way towards lap 8 here. 3 laps to go of this Daytona season opener. It's a bit of a shame we don't have like the jewels and everything like that up in NASCAR's top flight, but you know, I can't complain too much early on here. So we're going to find an avenue again to the inside there. As we get towards the back of Cole Raz. Oh, moving up the racetrack a little bit aggressively. I do apologise. I am trying to keep it fairly smooth early on there, as we are now 3 wide at the front of the order. So we've just got to try and work together. Bigger and bigger pushes coming in this opening race here at Daytona. And we've just got to try and work with these guys. Sometimes it is better off trying to make friends. So we've got one on the inside now. We've been shuffled to the middle lane there as Cody Dennison trying to force his way through. Oh, I'm getting turned. Come on. Keep the throttle in. Hold on to it. We're going to go through the grass as well. This is not ideal. Somehow we've got away with it. There's a big wreck behind. I don't know if that's going to be a caution. They're set to relaxed, I believe. As just everything. Everybody trying to make a move there. And I think that was Cody on the inside that kind of shuffled us up. And we can never quite get back out of it again. A huge gap forming behind us here. That got the heart rate going to kickstart us. And obviously, if we don't get a caution, I think we are likely only being able to muster 7th place here unless we see some wrecks at the front. It is kind of well spoke about that, especially kind of in ARCA and Craftsman Truck Series, that people will just quite happily wreck each other week in and week out to try and bag the win for themselves as well. But you can see that pack of 6 cars now broken free of anybody else. There's another pack of about 5 or 6, I believe, a little bit further behind that might still get to us by the end. But the white flag is out here at Daytona. 1 more lap to go. Maybe sponsored by Credit One Bank. I can't imagine so. Down in the ARCA Menard series there. But through turn 1 and turn 2, you can see that pack behind gaining on me. We've just got to try and keep the line. Maybe if we get a bit of a push as well, we'll have to wait and see there, but try and make this car as wide as possible as we head down the back straight there. But I don't want to get jumped by these guys. I want to at least bag a top 10 in our season opener. We've made some pretty big moves today. We've certainly made a name for ourselves, and I'm sure we're probably quite hated up and down the order at the moment there. But as you can see, number 28 there coming up behind me. Hopefully we're going to get a bit of a push though from the guys behind there, as finally now starting to get a bit of a draft once again. Still side by side. They can't maintain the momentum on the outside. I will take a P7 here at Daytona. Very, very happy with that. Oh, that was good fun. That was really good fun. Brad Smith, though, look at him. He must be in his 60s. Never heard of Brad Smith before, but again, it's one of the great things you get especially in the lower NASCAR series as well. Some of these old timers that have been here since day one. Brad Smith, though, will take the win here at Daytona as Cole Rouse comes through for P2. Andy Jankowak in third there, just ahead of Cody Dennison as well. So 2 of the fast track cars inside your top 5. But Screaming Eagle Motorsports, we get a top 10 here at Daytona to kickstart our career mode there, just ahead of Trevor Huddleston, Isabella Robusto, and Brendan Queen as well inside your top 10. It got a little bit scary towards the end there. I thought we were going to be involved in the big one, but luckily we kept the car pointing in the right direction. But, I mean, for a first race, I'm pretty amped. And there we go, take a look there. We've gained 608 reputation. I'm sure that will kind of be, you know, important for gaining sponsors and everything like that as well. And then, of course, you've also got social media inside this game as well. Matt Weaver commenting saying, Matt Beer just earned a seat at the ARCA Discovery race and just made a strong statement at Daytona. I am here to stay. That exactly we are, Matt. And love to see it. As Brad Smith wins the Menards 200, sorry, the Menards 200 even, I should say. The first race of the ARCA Menards series has begun, and what a race it was. Brad Smith takes the checkered flag at Daytona after a strong showing throughout the weekend. Meanwhile, Discovery race driver Matt Beard takes an incredible debut under the banner of Screaming Eagle Motorsports. We'll have to keep an eye on this future superstar. Hype and momentum is building around us already. Absolutely fantastic. And there we go, then you can see we get a little bit of money in the back pocket as well there. $3,000. I don't know what that's going to help us buy. But you can see, oh, we've taken a load out of the body and the chassis as well. So we're going to have to try and repair all those up. Ready for the next race then. So each part of your car has its own current performance rating. The higher the P, the better your car will be. Damaged parts will have a lower P rating and will need to be repaired if you want to get the most out of them. Okay then, so yeah, we're going to have to try and repair up that as best as we can. It's important to improve your reputation out on the track by racing cleanly and efficiently. A good R leads to new sponsorship, more money, and can lead to opportunities in the higher series as well there. So yeah, we're going to have a lot to learn early on in this series as well. We can obviously visit the ARCA race shop as well, and hopefully, you know, kind of get the car sorted. So you've got Davis Ramsey. I'll be your crew chief in the ARCA series. I oversee everything at the garage and help make sure your car is ready to go for race day. Once you've completed all urgent tasks, we can head into the next race. Cassidy Mercer, as our agent, I'll help you find additional sponsorship and grow your team by hiring more employees. Earn more reputation to improve your chances of attracting a new sponsor. If a new sponsor is interested in backing you, I'll reach out with their requirements. And we've got a new sponsor's interest already. As your reputation increases, you're going to attract the attention of better and better sponsors. In fact, we've got a sponsor interested in you right now. Come to the office and we'll check over the requirements. Big Fish Barbecue. We need to finish 35th or better and we'll get $1,750 at the moment. So yeah, we will. I think we'll definitely take that one on, and hopefully that'll award us with some good graces as well. For some reason, my wheel doesn't have a triangle button, so I have to keep doing this one. But I think we can finish top 25 in each race as well. So we're going to obviously apply that. And there we go then. So what other urgent tasks have we got? We can dismiss that. We can dismiss that. And we are repairing the car as well. So I think we'll try and get everything sorted as best as we can. So customize work. I want to obviously try and make sure that we've got all of the car sorted. So I want to do a mid-repair. I want to do a mid-repair. Oh, no, I haven't got enough. Oh, no, I haven't got enough WP. So we're going to have to try and obviously just do some smaller stuff. So we're going to get the chassis and the body all sorted before round 2. And there we go. We will get all of that work starting then on the car as well. So, I mean, it's not the end of the world. But it is a little bit of a shame that we haven't got everything out. But yeah, next up, though, is going to be Phoenix. And I think I will join you guys next time for that. It is only a 19-race ARCA season, though, so I'm sure we're going to try and smash through it before the next campaign. I'm going to quickly up the races as well to 25% distance before I forget, just because I think that'll be a lot better for us as well for future videos. Thank you all so much for watching, though. If you have enjoyed, please do make sure you leave a like, get yourself subscribed, and we'll be back very soon when we return to Phoenix Raceway here in the ARCA series. boy, oh boy, I think I'm even more excited for this game now that I've jumped on. I might go and record round 2 right now.